Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. I might have to rethink certain aspects of this build. First of all, I had been talking about putting it down in the bottom of the case there. I'm realizing now that a lot of the detail that you see by looking through the open, I guess you'd call it hangar doors on the sides, you're not going to see that. One of the viewers was mentioning how he rigged up lighting in his to reveal the inside. I'm kind of considering doing that sort of thing too, because the lighting on the submarine really makes it. I mean, I think that's probably more than half of it is that lighting. If it wasn't there, it would be all dark in there. You wouldn't see nothing, or practically nothing. So I'm thinking that maybe what I should do is see how it goes. It could be that I can conceal LED bulbs in there that will illuminate the little inside compartments, which will apparently have a certain amount of detail in them. Like, for instance, Nigel's boats. I don't know why it was I thought that those boats were going to be sitting on top of the deck, you know, like they are on the other ships. But they're not. They're sort of recessed into the side. You're not going to see those unless a person was standing. If I put the ship down there, the only way you're going to see those boats is if you're standing way back. If you're standing up by the case and looking straight down, yeah, you're going to see the flight deck, but you're not going to see in. So I'm thinking now maybe what I could do is have the Enterprise on the wall with the submarine. Just relocate it. You know, I can make another rack, or I could make a rack that would accommodate two ships, and just have it on the wall. Problem is this ship will be a lot harder to dust off than the submarine is. Submarine, I can just take a little paintbrush and go around it, and use my air gun and clean it up that way if I want to be bothered. But I probably won't. All right, so there's that. That has to be rethought. Another thing that I'm going to have to rethink is that I had wanted to make these 20 millimeter guns. I think they're 20 millimeters. By all with the parts that came in the kit. And I spent 2 to 3 hours here last night. I didn't video anything, so there's not going to be a rollback. But I fiddled around trying to get those shields that are supposed to mount on the barrel, you know. And I just was having a terrible time. I got about half of them done. Not one of them is correct. I don't think there's one that's correct. Some of them will have the shield out on the gun, on the barrel where it's supposed to be, but it'll be a little bit crooked. And the ones that are straight might be back leaning against where it's not supposed to be. All right. Here's the thing. I'm guessing about 3 years ago, I think it was, I was watching Steve in the Model Shed, and he was doing the HMS Hood, and I was doing the Hood at the same time. Maybe it was about 4 years ago now. Anyway, he gets partway through his build, and he's talking about how he's got some 3D printed guns coming, and best I remember, they were 5-inch guns. And so when he got them, he showed them, and I thought, yeah, it's pretty nice, but at that time, I was sort of satisfied with the ones that I had built out of the kit. And then day before yesterday, I think it was, Carl was saying that he has ordered some 3D printed guns from Midwest Model Shop here in North America. And they're coming, and at that time I think I commented back, oh, yeah, that's great, except I'll probably make the ones that are in the kit. Well, I tried that last night and I flubbed it up royally. I'm not even gonna show you. They just from arm's length you'll see the detail and so on, but I don't know. So this morning I was online with Midwest Model Shop, and I can get I believe it's 48 of them or 50. Yeah, I think you get 50 of those guns, 3D printed, delivered for I think it's $77 Canadian. Well, do I want to spend the $77? And that's I spent a lot of money lately, with the motorcycles and all that kind of stuff, and the e-bike and the scooter, and so I'm thinking to myself, do I want to spend more money? But on the other hand, maybe the $77 is a good investment. I'm gonna think about this. So I'm going to move in step number 2 here, where it says make 47. I'm just going to put them aside, and I'm going to move on to this other part here, where it says make 4, and they will be. I don't know what size guns those are. They're a little bigger. I do remember I had pretty good luck making these on one of the other builds. I didn't seem to have as much trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and make up these 4 guns and see how it goes. These ones I believe are also available 3D printed. Yeah, maybe I'm going to have to spend the $77 and sort of swallow my pride, because my pride was I can make it myself. I like to make stuff myself. Even though the stuff you buy is often way better, but I get a kick out of making it myself. So that's, but here I for some reason I just can't seem to get it. It was suggested to use a different type of glue. Somebody said that they will use I think he said varnish as glue. Well, that'd work. Maybe I would have had better luck. Somebody else was saying using the microcrystal clear, which I've got. I could use that. That might have worked better. In fact, now that I think about it, it probably would have. But my problem is getting the thing straight, and then when I let go with the tweezers. Okay, let's not talk about these anymore. I think it was Mark in Australia, Aussie Frenchman Mark. He said something about when you were cleaning up these things here. Remember we had sprue connections in a bad location, and I was using the little round file. And he reminded me I've got these chisels, and it would have done ideally because what I've got now is a rounded top, and in reality it's flat with 2 little things on each side of it. Mind you, I think from arm's length these do actually look pretty good. They're going to have to do. All right, but anyway, yeah, I keep forgetting about these chisels, and they would have been perfect. There's another one in here that's a little bit too wide, but it's the same idea. Okay, let's move on here this morning and see if we can maybe make 4 of these guns here. I believe they're 40 millimeter, but I'm not sure. Would these be the ones that are referred to as the Chicago piano? Maybe somebody can tell me, why are they called the Chicago piano? Okay. Yeah. Each one of them does have a little piece of photo etch, but it's photo etch railing, and it seems to me I had pretty good luck with it last time. I don't know why I was having so much trouble getting those shields to sit on the barrels out on the end. Oh my. Well, you know what? This morning I thought, gee, I hope the whole build is not going to go like this. But when I flipped over and looked at step number 3, we're dealing with parts that I can handle. Yeah, even the anchor. There's a little clevis that has to go on the anchor, and I remember I didn't have too much trouble with that on the other builds. So, okay, let's just sort of move on here. What do we got? It's a little warmer this morning than yesterday at this time, so it might be a nice warm day again. It's minus 0.7 degrees Celsius. Yeah, but it's still too early for spring, but hey, it's encouraging, right? Oh, yeah, gotta get ready for Missy the dog. There we go. We're ready for Missy. I think we're ready to roll here. Let's try and have a little bit more success. And I'm gonna think about the. Do I want to order these, or do I want to continue bumbling ahead and doing the last half? This is the second half right here. I think there's 24 there, and I had 24 on one of these things that are the ones I sort of flubbed up. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's not like now the whole build is ruined. You know, it's not that I can't get out of this. I can order the parts, or I can go ahead and just stick them on the way they are, and nobody's going to notice. Well, yeah, actually, some people might notice. Oh, those ones from Midwest Model Shop, I was noticing that they even have the little round gun sight. These don't have that, and fortunately, they don't make you have to put it on in photo etch, because I probably wouldn't be able to do it. Or maybe I could have tried using the microcrystal clear. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe this evening, if I come back to the model table, and I might just try the microcrystal clear and see how it goes. At least half of them would be. No, they're not going to be better. Let's move on here. Make 4. Okay, we need T1 and T2s. Hello, Missy.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Alex. Missy waited for you.
Yes.
The walking must be terrible on the road right now.
It is. It's bad.
That slush would have turned to ice.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. So I sat at the model table last night till about 10:30, and I was working away, and it was pretty much all a waste of time. I was trying to glue some little pieces on a photo etch onto
You still working on that same photo etch? You're
No,
not doing
different ones now.
Oh,
And I just couldn't get it. So I was online this morning. I found out that you can buy 3D printed of the same thing I was working on. Little guns, 20
Yeah.
millimeter guns. Missy, I can't see. Here, sit down. Thank you. All right, there you go. Oh, look at that.
very intent.
Yeah, that's right.
You got a job to do. Okay, we can go now, right? I voted online this morning before 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
It's not a simple process. I think you need both a computer and a cell phone to do it.
Well, I guess they want to make sure it's you.
But yeah, boy,
Yeah.
there's lots of hoops to go through. Thanks, Ron.
All right. See you later. Bye, Missy.
You'd think she'd wave a paw or something.
You think that's the least you could do? Well, not quite as sunny today. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Now, T1, T2. Okay, here's the T1s, and here's the T2s. Alrighty. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a lot better luck with these ones. They're a little bigger. Except for the photo etch. That's pretty delicate. But we'll manage. We'll get it. As for these, I think we're just going to put those off to the side. We're not going to think about that for a while. Yeah, okay, let's recompose and get our stuff here. All right, they're pretty obvious. I don't think we need to look for numbers, but anyway, there's the number 1 and there's the number 2. And I think it's safe to nip these ones like this. Leave a lot of the sprue, which I will get later. However, when it comes to the nipping off the barrels, okay, if I was to, I have found anyway, these cutters aren't too bad, but if I was to use the heavy duty cutters and I was to cut in like this, because when you cut in, you spread. Let's say I was to cut right here. Okay, this one is going to spread away this way, and this one is going to spread away this way, and you could accidentally cause damage right here where this delicate part connection is. So I have found in a case like this, it's best to nip where it's very thin, and also just nip with just the end of the cutter. Don't go way in like this. There's less chance of damage. At least that's the way I look at it. And then we can clean it up later. Okay. Yeah. Then I can separate these later. Okay, now also we need this part over here, the number 6s. So may as well grab them. Okay, I'm noticing that there's some texturing on the deck there. We don't want to lose that when we paint, so we're probably going to spray. Now, speaking of painting, I'm wondering if maybe the barrels should be painted a different color. I think they could be black, maybe. I can't remember what I did on the last build when I did guns very similar to this. Yeah. Alright, I'll just quickly get these ones off camera. Now I have nipped the connection off of the side here with the Tamiya cutter. But there's a little bit that I want to try and sand, right? Well, in this case I'm going to use Chris's file. But you notice here that the barrels are attached together. And I find that if you leave something like this attached together, there's less, the barrels double in strength. So when you're holding it like this, unless you accidentally grab hold of this thing here, you're able to have less of a chance, if you know what I mean, while you're working at this. Now I'm holding it up in the air, you might say, but normally what I would do with something like this, I would kind of lay it down on something flat. But that's just me. I don't always do that either. I sometimes just hold it in my finger, but I'm kind of mugging for the camera here, and it's okay. I don't know if that was a useful tip or not. Okay, I'm not going to try and sand the end of the barrels, and I'm definitely not going to try and drill them out, although I'm sure there are people that would. Okay, that's 2 done. Okay, a moment ago I was thinking that, you know what, why don't we just assemble one of these today on camera? And then I remembered, oh yeah, we were going to paint the barrels a different color so that it contrasts. In fact, as far as that goes, it might be a good idea. Okay, just for the fun of it, let's just sort of move this over like this. Okay, so this is going to be the base. You can see that there's the pin there that goes in the hole. The king pin, I guess you'd call it. Okay, so that's going to go in the hole on the deck so that this thing can swivel. Then this part, I believe, goes... Okay, you can see there's pegs there. I think they go like this. Okay. Then the barrels. Okay, the piece of photo etch has to go around the back. Okay. I don't know why I'm trying to do this on camera. I'm just flubbing it up, aren't I? I'm just flubbing it up. I'm just going to assemble one. Well, I'm not going to glue it together, but... Okay, this block is a little bit grungy. It's been used a few times, I guess. But I've still got some double-sided tape here. A little bit sticky here, and I think it's going to work out for me. And, yeah, I guess you know what's going to happen now, right? We'll take a nice close look. Okay, now our photo etch railing, it has to go around the back here. Let's see if we can get our railing, but we won't be gluing it on now until I've decided what color I'm going to be painting everything. Although I imagine that when we paint this part that I'm touching right now, the back, we would want the railing the same color. It could be that only the guns themselves would be a different color. I'm making a mess of this thing, aren't I? Well, we don't want to keep it together anyway, but I just wanted to see what it looked like. I'm kind of pleased with it. See if I'm still pleased after the photo etch is mangled. Okay, photo etch H7, and it gets bent. It looks like it gets bent right at the second post in from the ends. That should be easy to figure out. Okay, H7, where is it? Okay, I was just realizing that that last scene that I took assembling that 40mm gun may have been badly overexposed. And the reason for that is because I had adjusted my camera because I had to overexpose a previous scene and I forgot to set it back. So if it's overexposed, that means that the light areas are going to be completely washed out, and there's nothing you can do about it. If the detail is gone, the detail is gone. And it's not like if something is too dark, there's still detail there. As long as it's been videoed in a high bit rate, and usually I do. Okay, does that look right? Better be. Okay, I'm going to have to swing this around. This railing with this kit is much more delicate than the railing that came with the Bismarck. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. I think we'll probably be using Andy's photo etch bender here, all being well. Or maybe the Tamiya nipper. Or not nipper, but bender. No, we don't want to use the nipper. Okay. Very fragile. Can you even see that? Yeah. Well, we're going to have to do this tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to have to do this tomorrow. We're running out of time here. I'm getting a coffee visitor soon. And yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, get a coffee visitor. We're still doing that. And yeah, I'm going to wind her up, at least for this afternoon. If I come back here this evening and do any bending, I will set up the camera and we'll have a rollback. But you know, that depends on how I feel. Sometimes I feel really energetic and sometimes I don't. So yeah, I'm going to call her quits here for this afternoon. And thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.